The world's first computer programmer was a countess. She lived in the 1800s. She never saw a working computer, and yet she predicted artificial intelligence over a century before it existed. Meet Ada Lovelace, the woman who saw the future of AI when the most advanced technology in the world ran on steam. Ada was born in 1815. Her father was the famous poet Lord Byron, brilliant, dramatic, and famously unpredictable. Her mother, determined that Ada wouldn't inherit what she called her father's dangerous imagination, pushed her toward mathematics and logic instead of poetry. Ironically, that combination, poetic imagination and mathematical discipline, became her superpower. While most mathematicians saw numbers as cold and rigid, Ada saw possibility. Enter Charles Babbage, the inventor of the Analytical Engine. It was a massive mechanical device made of gears and levers, designed to calculate complex equations. It was never fully built, but conceptually, it was the first design for a general-purpose computer. To most people, it looked like an over-engineered calculator. To Ada, it was something far more powerful. When Babbage explained how the machine could manipulate numbers using punch cards, Ada realized something revolutionary. Numbers are just symbols. And if numbers can represent symbols, then a machine manipulating numbers could, in theory, manipulate anything represented symbolically: music, letters, even art. In 1843, she wrote that the machine might one day compose elaborate pieces of music. In the 1800s, before telephones, before light bulbs were common, before airplanes. That's not just forward thinking, that's visionary. Ada translated an academic paper about the Analytical Engine from French into English, but she didn't stop there. She added her own notes, and those notes were 3 times longer than the original paper. Inside those notes was something extraordinary, a detailed, step-by-step method for calculating Bernoulli numbers using the machine. It is now widely considered the first computer program in history. That's why Ada Lovelace is often called the world's first programmer, not because she built the machine, but because she understood how to instruct it. She separated the concept of hardware from software before software even existed. That's like inventing apps before inventing smartphones. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Ada also argued that machines could not truly originate ideas. They could only do what humans programmed them to do. She believed machines could follow instructions perfectly, but creativity belonged to the human mind. Sound familiar? That exact debate is happening today in artificial intelligence. Is AI creative, or is it just processing patterns based on human input? Ada Lovelace asked that question nearly 2 centuries ago. She died young, at just 36 years old. For many years, her contributions were overlooked, and some even questioned how much of her work was original. But as computers became reality in the 20th century, historians and scientists revisited her notes. What they found wasn't exaggeration. It was clarity. She didn't just understand Babbage's machine. She understood what computing could become. Today, her legacy lives on. The programming language Ada was named in her honor. She has become a symbol for innovation, foresight, and the power of imagination grounded in logic. Every time we talk about AI composing music, generating art, or writing text, we are stepping into a future Ada Lovelace imagined long before the first electronic computer ever powered on. The first programmer wasn't a Silicon Valley engineer. She wasn't surrounded by screens or servers. She was a 19th century countess who combined poetry and mathematics and saw the digital age before it was even possible. Ada Lovelace didn't just write an algorithm. She wrote the first chapter of our technological future. If you enjoyed this deep dive into forgotten tech pioneers, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, who should we explore next?